We are live, and do you know how you're at the Toolaholics and the Anonymous meeting and not the Tool and Tactics channel?
What's
Because we
that?
started not only on time, but a little bit early.
Well, you can't argue with those results. What's going on?
Nothing. I'm living the dream. How are you?
Oh, the house is having its way with me.
Well,
Again.
everything else has its way with you. The house might as well be the same.
I mean, used to it by now, I guess.
Bohica.
Yeah.
Maybe you should lobby the town, the city, to make your street Bohica Avenue.
Bohica Avenue sounds good. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it.
And by the way, not only are we going to hashtag Belky from now on, we're going to hashtag Bohica. Whenever you see this man, Bohica. What does Bohica stand for? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Bend over. Here it comes again.
There you go. How about FAFO?
Should replace the S with U. UE.
Yeah.
I mean, it would save him a lot of time if he did that. So let's go through. We got some members in the house. So Joshua Wilson's here. He is a channel member and very one of the greatest people on the community. We appreciate him being here. I think he got a shout out by Torque Test Channel just a day or two ago. So glad to hear that. Ken C is here. Jamie True is always here, always willing to help out. SEO Panther, Kansas Tools. Hope you're all having a great day. B Dubs was here earlier. Hope he's still here. But yeah, this is I posted a video yesterday that got some traction. And when I say got some traction, in a day and a half on TikTok, it got 500,000 views, which is outrageous. I can only recall one other video ever blowing up like that on any platform.
Yeah.
Easy Panther. And it was showing people that a drill isn't just for drilling holes, that it's actually for more. And so many people took it as, well, you either use a drill or you use an impact driver, even though that was not said anywhere at any time. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Bohica with a t-shirt. Love it. Kansas the Manzus. I love it. Anyway, it got me to thinking that none of these people were asking me why. Why did I think the drill was the better tool, or why did I think that people weren't using the drill correctly?
Well, they're know-it-alls. That's why.
Yeah. And I was like, if these people approached me on the job site with that same attitude, how would I treat them?
Yeah.
Right. And the fact of the matter is, it doesn't just mean the job site, relationships, work, home, even with your kids, anything. If you come in and you think you know it all, chances of your experience being good are pretty slim.
Yeah.
Pretty slim.
Yeah.
On the job site, I like the drill versus impact if you know what you're doing. Yeah, absolutely. On the job site, if you come in and you act like you know it all, the foreman's going to be on you like no one's business. Like he's going to ride everything.
Yeah.
The guys on the crew are going to treat you like an idiot. And then you have to prove them wrong. You have to prove to them that you know or can do all this stuff that you say you know. And and we all know it happens. It happens on every job site. You're going to make a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody makes a mistake.
Oh, yeah.
The second you do,
that's the end of it.
is on like a pot of neck bones.
That's it.
You're going to go crying home to your mommy and pray to God. What's up, Ryan McGapital? How you doing? But you're going to go crying home to your mommy and wish you had never been born.
Yeah.
But if you come in, even if you have a world of knowledge, even if you've been on the job for 30 years and you're a master, right? If you come in and you say, hey, I'm here to learn. I have some knowledge, but I'm here to learn. I want to see how you guys do it, because every job site runs a little bit different. Every crew runs a little bit different.
Yeah.
So if you come in as a willing learner,
Like a sponge, what we would say.
yeah.
If
you come in, you're coachable and you're willing to do it the way that crew does it, and whatnot. Your time on the job site is actually going to be fairly enjoyable.
You're more likely to do what you want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just like that on the job site. Can you imagine coming home to your wife and you're going and you're telling her, hey, honey, this is how your menstruation's supposed to go.
Yeah.
This is how you're supposed to be raising my kids. This is how you're supposed to cook my dinner. Chances are
you can be cooking it yourself.
Yeah. Or she's gonna take some boiling grits and smack you in the face with it while you're not paying attention.
Yeah, you're gonna be the one bleeding instead of her.
Yeah. Thank you, Jonathan Sherwood. Great member, Jonathan Sherwood. One of our first 2 members here. Coil up the air hose. I'm going to try that. Well, good luck. Let me know where to send flowers for your funeral.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Like, I don't understand how anyone can function in life if they are not first a student.
Yeah.
Renegade is here. Wow, look at all the members. Yeah, we got them all here tonight, pretty much. Very nice. Jamie's here. Yeah, she would kill me. Absolutely. Now, don't get me wrong. If you've been on the job for a year or 2 years, and these guys know that you know, and you make a mistake, they're gonna be like, they make fun of you.
You're still never gonna hear the end of it, but it's not gonna be life-changing.
It's not gonna be as bad, right?
Yeah.
I just think it's it. What's up, Robert G? Robert G in the house, another member here. I just think it's absolutely hilarious that so many of these kids, your boy Ram, are showing up not just the comment section, but on the job. And I'm gonna another thing that caused this is I was listening to I can't remember, he was a builder, he's on TV, Mike something or another, I don't remember his last name, but he was talking about all of the real pros. And what I mean by that are the guys that have been doing it for 20 and 30 years that are really masters at the craft of building, of electric, of plumbing, of what have you, right? They're really masters of their craft, but they're retiring.
Yeah.
The young people that are coming in, and I can, from personal experience, I know, having run a solar company, the kids that come in, they're like, oh, I can do web design for you. I can be your digital marketer or whatever. I'm like, I need somebody to climb up on that roof.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I want to do something in an office. I want the air conditioning. I want this and I want that. And I'm just looking at them like, Walmart's always hiring.
There you go.
You know, back in my day, like John, glad to have you here again. Thank you, John. Anyway, back in my day, First day of college, and I'll never forget this because it's something I used to use when I did insurance. The first day of college, one of our professors, he was a sociology professor, he went up to the board and he wrote an 800 number up there. And he goes, about half of you should be using this number right now, and the other half can stay in school. And it was to the National Truck and Tractor Trailer Association to learn how to drive a truck.
Yeah.
And he was right. Not everybody's meant to go to college. Not everybody is meant to use their head. Some of us have to use our back. If you're really lucky, you get to use both, but you don't use your back nearly as much as you use your head. So with that in mind, like you guys tell me, like, how would you approach a new job, a new relationship, a new anything? Give me honest feedback. I want to hear on that. And good luck on your ASE tests, Mr. Sherwood. All our prayers are with you, and we hope you're going to be, and we know you're going to do just fine. What do you think, Tactics? Give me your spiel here.
Yeah, man, you got to approach everything with an open mind, willingness to learn, and accept your faults as you make them. And if you don't own them, I mean, that's what my whole motto is. You know, if you don't own them, your credibility is zero. You know, you're thought of as someone that never makes a mistake. Nobody doesn't make a mistake.
Yeah.
When you make it, you got to own it, even if it sucks. You know, humble pie isn't always delicious, but it's necessary. That's mine. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's, you know, I have had a fairly good life, I'd like to say.
Joshua Wilson was my my live dictation down there.
There's a joke in there, but I'm going to leave it alone.
Yeah, really.
I consider myself to have had a very good, very lucky life. Done some incredible things, continue to do things that I have no idea why. So I consider myself to be extremely lucky. But I have never walked in a place determined to show them how much I knew. I always walk in showing how much I'm willing to learn.
Right.
Thank you for that $2 super chat, Shaka Gillis. I'm reading it, and I believe it says Makita and Ryobi equal rainbow flags trash for the handicapped. I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that one.
Trash in the cycle.
Taco walk in the rain. Shaka left me a message. He's like, I was very disappointed. The first 5 minutes of your deal video at Home Depot was Makita today. And I was like, well, or not Makita, but Ryobi today. I was like, sorry. Look at this. Ryan, as an immature young man, I wanted the corner office day one. Reality hit hard as a young man. Well, that's the thing. It hits, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. It hits a lot of people right between the eyes. And the trades are really the best example of it. If you go to the job site and you're wanting to call the shots on day one, you're going to call a cab because you won't be able to drive home. So many boots are going to be in your butt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way of it. Agree or disagree?
No, it's yeah, for sure. There's different ranks, different jobs, things like that. You might be the top dog at your last job site, but you're coming into someone else's space on the next job site, and someone there is in charge. So you follow suit. You know, you don't just try to run the show. You figure out where you can be useful. If you can divide the group, divide and conquer. If there's only room for one chief, then that's what it is.
That's true. And it helps if you remind them that they ain't it.
Yeah, know your rank for sure.
Know your rank. Exactly. Someone is in charge and it isn't you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Joshua Wilson. I know Kansas. How is he when he's here? I believe BW. These guys all work in the trade still. I don't. I have some health issues. I can't do that any longer. It's not like the knowledge left. It's just the ability left. I cannot physically do some of that stuff anymore.
Yeah. Can I show something cool on your channel?
Yeah, of course. Hold on. Let's do this. We'll make it proper.
Well, speaking of Joshua Wilson, man, dude went out and bought me a freaking infrared camera, dude. And it's insane, man. So you hear me talk about Klein tools and multimeters and things like that. Like Klein makes good stuff every once in a while. I'm really, really impressed with this. I've had the FLIRs. They're not FLIRs, they're FLIRs. And I've held the $45,000 FLIRs. I've held the $350 FLIRs. They knocked it out of the park with this thermal imager because the screen on it is just fantastic. I mean, I'm going to show you how to. I might need to turn off this light. Actually, let me do that. Okay.
Sayer.
So there's my face there, right?
To send you the link, buddy.
So what you're looking at, if
you actually look better in thermal.
Yeah, thank you. See that? Can I point there? Yes, I can. Haha. Okay, that point right there is what the temperature's reading. Now you might see some other points dance around, especially if you put this in what you call calibration mode, and points might jump around. All this is a representation of temperature, and then it's displayed through colors. Just because something's white doesn't mean that, yeah, ICP. Just because it's white doesn't mean that, it's going to melt or anything. It's just a difference in temperature. Yeah. That's funny because that's my wife. Or actually maybe it's my daughter. But anyway, it's displayed as just difference in temperature, and I actually cannot believe the clarity on this screen. It's really good. The TIG 165 from FLIR's like $350. Had it a couple of years ago. The screen is a quarter of the size, and you can barely tell what you're looking at. It doesn't save photos. They've come a long way. Hats off to Klein on this, man. This is a fantastic product. I was kind of skeptical of it myself whenever I first saw it on like Amazon or something. I was like, man, I don't know about that. This thing's incredible. The clarity and everything is just spot on. I would know because I've looked at the $35,000 ones that have like the iPad size screens that you wear around your neck, and you scan like this while you're going around, and you're looking down, and the camera, the lens is like this big. And I mean, the clarity on this is absolutely phenomenal.
It does look amazing. However, you have a question that you need to answer.
I'm gonna answer it. Let me get this.
Look, I'm holding him to it.
He also spoiled me with this,
dude. The mid torque.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
That is.
You needed one.
Thank you, Josh Wilson, again. All right, what's the question?
This one.
So what did your daughter get with the money? She got slime, and she also got a controller for like a little game or something for iPad or something like that.
Hey, if you guys give me a second,
and Play-Doh.
I'll show you. I'll show you
Play-Doh.
all. I will show you all what Kansas sent me this week.
Okay.
Here, entertain the folks. I gotta go upstairs. I keep it next to the door for the Jehovah Witnesses.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're getting. Yeah, that thing's insane. Yeah, this is this thing's crazy, man. We drove that 5/8 by ½ inch lag with it, full send, which is completely impractical and a bad idea. But yeah, it'll send the whole thing into cedar, which it's plenty. As Renegade mentioned, it might not do crank bolts or something, but for the average person, I think in your household, it's going to do anything you need it to. Yeah, what's up, Sayer? Man, I appreciate that. Man, I've been trying to watch your live. My house has been trying to get me again. We moved back in the room, and then everything started going like more normal. But I mentioned maybe I mentioned a live video, or not a live, a members only. But when two HVAC ducts are very close together and the foil is actually touching, it gets so cold in that space that the air transfers from one side to the other, and it actually creates condensation because that air is so cold there. So now that it's summer, things are getting hot. We got extra condensation in the space where we already had trouble. And we started taking apart the closet, and we found all kinds of craziness, man. It's been crazy over here. We're back in the other room, fully moved out, throat burning, couldn't breathe. It was awesome. Yeah, when you rub two ducks together, they quack. That's right.
I watched a video of a show why after turning off the main power, he checked if it was still hot. A weird safety cover over the main breaker switch was not engaging it to switch off. Yeah, it happens.
Yep.
Did you get lipstick and Bud Light? I don't drink, so if you guys send me any alcohol, it will be shot.
Oh yeah, she. Okay. I said that in the members only. I should mention this. Yes, I did. She went there with a flex recip, and she took the whole. So the closet's like 14 foot by 8 foot wide, and it's got a layer of sheetrock, and then it's got a layer of plywood, and then it's got 1 inch of shingles above that with insulation in between. And she demoed out that whole thing herself because.
So what you're saying is your wife is more man than you.
Yes, very much.
I agree. All right. Now, I am going to be making a video on this. I guarantee it. And I am going to say in that video, are you sick of Jehovah's Witnesses, salesmen, other religious fanatics, freaks, or even family coming to your door and you want a good way of getting rid of them? Well, we've got the product for you. That's right. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Oh, my dear Lord. When I opened the package and I saw this was a happy day. This was a happy day. I did not think. I thought I had every rigid tool. I got most of them. But
did he make that
away.
himself? He said that's the best I've done with the tool.
That's the best thing I've done with. I don't know if he made it or if he bought it or what, but dang.
Did you make it?
I used this. Kid you not. The first thing I did was I ran down to the garage and grabbed a battery. And you don't know until you know, right? So
right.
I got all excited about it. Not even gonna lie. I was like, well, if I just ease into the trigger, it'll give me an idea. Because I expected it to be loud. I didn't expect it to go and knock me into the middle of retard, but it did. This, like, I just tapped it and it go. It sounds like I've got an 18-wheeler in my hands, like full on. It's amazing. I highly recommend this tool to anybody. Again, this is the Defuckulator 5000. That's what it's going to be called, because it'll defuckulate your house real quick.
I need that.
I can't wait to make the video on that.
Those are work on mode.
I cannot wait to make impact train horns. Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
What's the battery life? You know what? I used it to scare away a couple of coyotes last night.
Nice.
I haven't used the barn. I've probably blown the horn maybe 10 times. It's amazing. It's the most American tool you can find. Maybe that's going to be the tagline. The most American tool. I just, the hammer horn. Oh,
hammer
okay.
Horn, awesome.
I like Defuckulator 5000, but if you want me to call it the hammer horn, I will call it the hammer horn.
You should jump cut to you putting it over a lag bolt and like, ah, and then jump and cut shot. This is fully sunk.
I am not blowing that thing in my house. Nope. I did it in the garage. My ears were ringing for a couple of minutes. It is seriously loud. Hold on. I know how to prove this to you. All right. I'm going to go open my garage door.
All right. You can blow up my speakers on my laptop. Tape the trigger down. I scared the employee as he's coming out of the bathroom.
I'm actually going to take it outside and blow it outside, away from the microphone.
Nice. Do you need to rig a string?
Could you hear it?
No. Did you do it yet? We couldn't hear it.
All right. In that case, I'm going to do it for you. I don't think I'll ever enjoy going deaf more.
Hey, are you going to do it yet? I think he caught on.
I'm pumping my arm.
Did you do it yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry you didn't get it.
Right on.
It's brushless. LFL83. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Octane horn, very nice. Was it loud?
Minutes. Yeah, dude, it sounded good. We heard it the first time I was jacking with you.
Well, I figured as much, but that thing is so much fun.
Yeah.
Did he tell me, does it need to be called the hammer horn, or can I call it the Defuckulator?
It depends if you want to be monetized or not, I suppose.
Defugulate is all one word. I
That's
just
awesome.
want you guys to know. It is so loud. It's like you could hear it echo and bounce off, like the sound bounce off of my neighbor's house, which is a quarter mile away. Hey, Jack. Okay, I can call it the Defuckulator. It's
Nice.
now called the Defuckulator. How you doing, Jack? Make tick marks on the side of everyone you run off. I mean, I'm only going to use it for government and religious people.
Get some talent.
I'm religious, but I'm not going to your house to spread the word.
Right.
Stream getting very horny. It could be worse.
Oh,
we could need more cowbell. I just a randomness that is here. Well, as soon as he sends you the link.
Sorry, dude. You said
I
that.
asked him earlier, but he's all center of the universe.
I scrolled, dude. Sorry.
Joshua Wilson says he's out. He's not loving life anymore. Hey, send it to Mr. Wilson. See if he'll come on too. I want to get some more dogs 5 counties away are barking. I almost, as a matter of fact, when I went upstairs, my wife's little chihuahua is bothering me.
Isn't it Sayer Automotive? Sorry to interrupt. Sayer Automotive, right?
This little dog is barking at me all the time. It's just annoying. You growl, bark at me. I think I farted on her or something and knocked her for a loop. But for like 3 months, she's been doing it. So I've been squirting her with a squirt gun to try to teach her, because that's what you do to cats. And this dog is no rocket scientist. It's probably as smart as a cat. So on my way up there, she was barking at me, and I'll be honest with you, I had a hard time not smacking that button once, just to be like, I'm officially cleaning the garage now. I believe that's his way of saying I'm not coming in.
Yeah, well, his California internet would just flake out anyway. It's all good.
What's that?
His California internet wouldn't like it very much. It's like a third world country there now. You didn't know?
Speaking of third world country, it's time we introduce our guest for the evening. He is a man that has made love to a mountain lion.
Twice.
He has given dirty looks to a squirrel.
3 times.
And one time he got himself acquainted with the knot hole in a tree. He is none other than our resident Canadian from the third world province of who gives a shit, Sayer Mobile Diesel.
Well, it's PG rated, isn't it? So I can't. And that's not my fault. You've seen some of those knot holes in those trees when they're oozing that slimy goodness. Every man gets tempted.
That's only because the squirrels put nuts in there for you. You're like, oh, damn.
Hold on. Is her name Trislin? I want to make sure I'm saying it. Trislin? Hello.
Oh, oops.
We hope you're doing it. And we apologize for the language in advance. And yes, we are all actually that ugly in person. So I hope you can keep your dinner down and your dad in line. There you go. So did you enjoy your introduction?
Oh yeah, that was rather creative.
Rod the Bod Woodger in the house. We got literally said not. Kenzie said nothing. He's just like, take Canadian money.
I saw him earlier. I think
Canadian. We appreciate it, Ken. Thank you very much. If there's a special message you want us to deliver with that, we will do so. She's 6, doesn't get it good.
Oh, he said it down below.
Well, when did my accountant get on here? I swear Ken's my accountant. The picture looks familiar.
Oh.
Money, Ken.
I believe we're all paying to have Sayer here right now.
That's a good one, Ken. That's a good one.
That's awesome.
So, Sayer, we're talking about, and I don't. You worked in an automotive shop, yeah?
I've been a mobile mechanic, but I do work with automotive shops.
All right. So the guys that come into the automotive shop, they walk in and they tell you how much they know.
Oh, I think you have a construction company, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
All right. Who are the worst employees?
Just right there.
Who are the worst? Who are the worst employees?
Yep.
Actually, the ones that have been working in the industry their whole entire life, but they've been jumping from job to job to job, and never worked for one company more than friggin' 2 years. They think they know it all. They know that like I know all the codes off by heart. I get millions of people like that, even at the automotive shops that I work in. Got guys that, well, I've got my red seal and my ticket, but I've only worked 4 years out of the 30 years that I've been working. Like how have you stayed up to date on the technology, like in the construction? How do you stay up to the building codes? Like, and I love the ones that say they're a carpenter. Like, there's a difference. You got finishing carpenters, you got framing carpenters, you got cement workers, then you got a carpenter. A true carpenter can build a goddamn wood ship, bend wood,
right?
Understands electrical, understands ductwork. We're the ones that when we're laying out the floor joist, we make it so that way that ductwork guy, the guy that comes in that does the tin bashing, doesn't have to cut anything. He can place everything. The toilet sits where it's supposed to be. We move things to where it needs to be moved to code. Where most people, they just follow a goddamn blueprint. They don't ask any questions. They don't think about the next trade. But it's the people that have been working in the industry their whole life and have never actually stayed in one job more than friggin' a year. Like they're ridiculous.
But I think you hit the nail on the head. They're the ones that come in and they say, I know it all.
I know nothing, but I'm still smarter than them. Most of them.
But that's the point. I will take a willing learner over someone that thinks they know it all every single day. I won't even question it. If I had to choose between the two, give me the learner.
Yeah, I'd rather have to spend more time training you. Or
if you have a learner that wants to stay with your company for life, that's a premium investment, because you can teach them how to do things your way, the efficient way, and the way that you like them to do it, and you can also endorse them to stay with you by treating them good. The more that they learn, the better you treat them. Like the people that say they want to be lifers and start proving that they're lifers, you do give them more privilege than your other workers. Like it's a cruel but mean way to think, but the people that shine and it's like, okay, I made some mistakes, but I want to stay here for life. Please don't fire me. The guy that's like, oh, well, yeah, I made a mistake. I'll fix it later. Hit the road, Jack.
First of all, anytime
back in my day, this was code. Like, even me, every single 6 months, I read the codes to make sure that I'm up to friggin' date. And I still don't know half of it. Like I'm an idiot compared to a lot of people, but
I get where you're coming from. I agree with you wholeheartedly. But it's not just on the job. It's in life. The people that are there to tell you that they know everything are the most ignorant, useless human beings on God's green earth. You spend more time correcting them than if you just did the job yourself. And the minute someone says to you, oh, I made a mistake, I'll fix it later, get them off your job site.
Not just that, but those people don't have the mental capacity to teach the next person.
The employees that I like, when I come onto a job site, being my age, and I throw on my tool pouch and I nail together a friggin' 100 linear foot section of wall in 3 hours. Yeah. And everyone else, the people that step up their game and pick up their speed and put their cigarette down.
There you go.
They're the ones that are like, let the senile old man have his 5 minutes of fame, man. No, the ones that see the boss come and go, hey, man, let's pick it up. And the ones that ask up, and the ones that I really love are the ones that say, hey, I'm going camping this weekend. I'm going to stay after work, clean out the floor so I can take the scrap wood for firewood. And they're not expecting to get paid for it. They're going to just, they want, like, or the ones that say, hey, I just want to see this get done today. Like, I want to see this get done today. Like, and it's like, okay, well, let's go up there. Let's do it then. Let's get it done. The ones that want to, like, intentionally say, let's just do it. And they're few and far between, but they do exist. And I love those ones. It's like, okay, let's spend another 2 hours. Let's get the work lights out. Let's do it.
And you know what? The funny thing is, you'll end up having a crew of guys that are willing to stay out to help each other out. Yeah. Like they're willing to work past to help each other out so the job doesn't, because that's what it is. Like that's a professional.
Yeah, the success is contagious amongst a group for sure.
And none of that. When you see someone else doing something that you think might be a 2-man job, you drop what you're doing and go over and you make sure that he's safe. At least you're down there to catch it, break his fall. If he falls, at least something soft to land on.
Well, that's what's funny. Like when I'm reading these comments and everybody's like, I'm a 30-year professional. First of all, not all of you are 30-year professionals. Right? If your profile picture is of a 16-year-old boy and you're telling me you're a 30-year professional, I'm just going to flat out call you a liar. Okay?
Yeah.
We're just going to clear that up. But the thing that a lot of people don't understand, yes, when you're on a crew, you tease each other back and forth, but it's a brotherhood, right? You're there for one another. You're picking up slack. You're helping each other out. You're aiding in the job to the best of your ability every single moment of the day because your brother needs you.
Well, see, that's the other thing in the construction industry. Majority of people in the construction industry, aside from Havoc Electrical, and that they'll get an hourly wage, or they'll get. But that's the thing: as a framing company, you're getting paid a portion of the actual project. So the faster you get that job done, the faster you get on to the next job. Yeah, I saw that. I was reading that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Would you like some tissues and some butt wipes, sir?
Yeah.
I think I got some 3-ply for you.
Yeah. On your incident report, which ear was affected?
Like it's like that's the thing. Is like my framing crews, they're told how much the job is paid. Like we're getting paid to build this place, and how much the overhead to run the job is this much. Then and that's what our costs are. And then I take a look at each person. Okay, you guys are at this grade level. You guys are at this grade level. So you get 16, 13, 16, 13. And it gets the profit gets divvied up between them after my company takes its little percentage and the bills are paid. And then so the faster they work, the faster they get on to the next job. And if they and the thing is, though, is I tell them, if we have to go back and do back framing, or I got to go back to do back framing, I'm charging you guys for having to go back and fix this stuff. So and they're on their toes. Like we don't go back and do back framing. We don't do that stuff. They do the job, and before they say they're done, they all walk through the project with a fine-tooth comb, make sure it's done, because they don't want me to come back. They don't want me to go out there. Don't make the old man get off his ass and leave the YouTube screen, because you're in trouble.
You know what's funny is
good people are hard to find, and I miss them.
What's funny is when I ran the solar business, when I was doing that, I told the guys they were all getting paid based on the gross margin. Yeah. Not the whole job, just the gross margin, right? And they knew, like, we didn't hide the information from anybody. They all knew what we were making on the job.
Yeah.
And do you realize the effect that you have on a team when you have to come in and say, hey, that guy over there, the one that told you that they knew everything, could do everything and whatnot, just cost you $1,500 out of your pocket.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because we got to redo this job. He screwed it up.
Yep.
You want to talk about ending your brotherhood like that?
Yeah.
because and as much as I get nostalgia because I really loved being out there and doing what I did. I really loved it, and I wish I could still do it, but I can't.
Yeah.
But I miss that camaraderie. I missed, and the funny thing is, like the YouTube channel, what I do on my YouTube channel, how I respond to people, same way I would respond to them on the job site. The exact same. Like I don't hide it. I'm like, fuck you. I don't give a shit.
Right.
You know, but if you come at me with respect and you're a willing learner or whatever, I'm there for you. I'll sit down. I'll explain anything you want to know. I'll take the time.
William
But
Brody's in here.
I see. I was just about to get to it. Thank you. What's up, William Brody? Glad to have you again. Glad to hit scrap wood. I always need to find these pieces left. Don't make them. Don't make him leave the box.
But see, the other thing employers used to do, like I still do this, but a lot of employers do. You got a damn good employee, and you see him walking around with a torn up pair of Carhartts. Buy him another pair of Carhartts, man. He's got a beat up tool post, and he's been with you for 10 years. You get a guy a tool post, man. Like that's the thing. We know things are expensive. We know how much they're making, so we know what they can spend on tools and stuff like that. And there's a reason why he doesn't have a new tool post. He's got 5 kids at home, and he's got a wife that has to have a brand new Tesla every 3 months. Okay,
money comes and goes, man. I was telling.
But treat your employees like good. And if you have own an automotive shop, all specialty tools should be supplied by your goddamn shop. Don't make your employees spend the thousands and thousands of dollars for tools that are needed for your shop, for everyone in the shop, used by everyone in the shop. It's not their responsibility. Be a good employee and supply the equipment that's needed. They'll supply their hand tools because they're going to take them home with you. But if they own that tool and they take it home with them, you're out that tool anyway. So be smart and be a good boss.
Yeah, what's your thought on Milwaukee? Mr. Bernie Lamakin says Milwaukee MX F301, blah 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 blah. MX Fuel handheld core drill with standalone, $4,300. What's your thought on having a battery powered tool that you still have to run a hose to?
Nope, not interested.
And a vacuum. Don't forget a vacuum. You still need a vacuum.
Not interested.
The slurry, right? You can't just you can't just core without a vacuum. So we're gonna spend $4,300 on a battery powered tool is going to run out of battery, so we can run a hose to it, and then we can run a corded vacuum to it.
No, you get the cordless vacuum to go with it, and you get the Milwaukee water pump. You get that little pump there, and you throw it in the pump. That's right. Someone's got a swimming pool close by. Just put a hose in there, and you're fine. Everything will be cordless too. But it's going to cost you like $12,000.
Right.
Now, see, like we're not on YouTube, or we are on YouTube. We're all on YouTube, but we're not part of a team anymore. At least I'm not. Tactics, well, he is sort of, but he's on his own most of the day, and then say or whatever. But the brotherhood thing, I want to bring it back to that brotherhood thing. Sayer, do you realize that Tactics and I talked about you just a few days ago? We had on, and we were like, "Where's this dude? Is he all right?
Like, where you been, dude? You all right?"
We thought maybe I was guessing bear rape.
we're thinking maybe the mountain lion decided that you weren't going to lead this time.
I dropped everything that we were doing, and I loaded up 3 of my crews, and we took off to go fight fires for a week and a half.
That's cool, dude.
God bless you, man. That's what it's about. That's what you're supposed to be. Wish we had known. Wish we had known. We'd have been like praying for you and whatnot. I mean, we can't be up there, but we were thinking about you. Like, I can't tell you how many times a guy will be on my channel and he'll make comments or whatever, and then he's just like up and gone. And I'll drop him a message, be like, dude, just checking on you. Want to make sure that you're all right, that nothing happened to you. You know, if you need anything, let me know. And it's not because I'm an outstanding individual. I'm kind of an asshole. But just be honest about it. I'm an asshole.
Don't worry. The day I die, it will be in the news because it will be something totally insane. That's what my future holds for me. My death is going to be something so insane, so strange that it's gonna make media. Crazy Canadian carpenter today was holding a piece of plywood during a tornado that randomly occurred off the coast of this.
He did 3 backflips in the air, the loops, before he plummeted to his.
Honestly, all these large cordless tools, like what Milwaukee's doing, they're cool, they're nice, and all that. But reality, they weigh more. They're harder to haul around. And if you're using that grade of tool and that size of tool, there's a power cord and there's a compressor close by.
Yes,
so
sir.
Don't waste your money on them, because they're honestly these the big ticket cordless power tools aren't worth the money. They won't hold up to what the air jackhammer. My gas powered jackhammer will outlive any of those plastic boxes. Like that's the thing. It's like my gas powered jackhammer will outperform that friggin' dang thing, and it only cost me $460.
Yeah,
Right.
100% correct. Just to get back to your point, like the business should be buying the equipment. The business should be because you can use it all as an owner. You can use it all as a write-off. That's a business expense. You're buying the tool for your business. Use it for your business. Write off. Provide it all. The guys that are like, I had to buy all my own tools or what, that's because you're not working with a guy that's going to be in business in 5 years.
Yeah. Well,
it's one of those fly-by-night roofers.
Anyways, like that's like telling your mechanics you got to buy your own goddamn tire machine. I'm not going to unless when you guys buy it. Come on.
Yeah.
I was the kind of guy I had battery powered SCSs the moment they hit the market. Everyone was still like corded, 5 years later. And then I bought my own reset blades. I bought my own hole saws, bought my own tape. I always had everything I needed. I never had to stop, worry about what I was doing, what was going on. I had stuff for helpers. I'm not saying everyone has to do that, but that's just the way that I was.
Well, there are some guys that prefer to like buy their own blades and stuff like that, and I tell them, keep the receipt. If you can't write it off, tell me and I'll reimburse you for it.
Yeah,
I'll pay for it. You go pick it up and I'll reimburse you for it, because you shouldn't be out of pocket because you're using that goddamn blade on my job.
Yeah,
it got burnt out on my job.
Every Friday was about $100, bits, blades, and bobs, whatever.
Yeah.
No, and the thing is, like, some of your operating costs are for those materials. They are for the tools. They are for, the this and that's that come up, the things that you don't even expect. You're building it in, job to job.
That's the thing is, I tell the people that I'm built for, the company I'm built for, how many blades we're going to go through, how many boxes of nails we're going to go through, and you're paying for it. It's like,
no.
The new pants are thin. Are they Mr. Bunny Lamekins? I buy Caterpillar. My pants are Caterpillar because they have like 60 pockets in them. They're ridiculous, man. I swear I could go through a barbed wire fence at 100 miles an hour and not have anything touch me. They're ridiculous.
Yeah. LEYBAZON on Amazon. They make some Carhartt style kind of pants. They used to be cheap. I don't know how much they are now. They're pretty rough, half the price.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those Carhartt insulated overalls? They literally make you look like a grizzly bear. I used to buy those when I was working. Everyone would turn on, hey, there's that Russian again. So in a big black jumper.
I actually have 2 pair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, when you work in negative 40-degree freezers, that is your lifetime. With the red insulation on the inside, yes.
I'll tell you guys a story. Like, we had a young gentleman who had just started with us. I think he'd only been on the job for 5 days, and we come in one day to do the work, and he ain't there. But this kid was a worker. I mean, he was a worker. You'd give him something to do and he would do it. And he never had nothing. So I call him up. I'm like, hey, dude, just checking on you. Want to make sure you're not sick, whatever. No answer. Get a call probably 3 p.m. You have a collect call from.
No.
I'm like, okay. I'll play this game. I accept, right? County jail. I'm not thinking it was this kid. Old lady found out that he was working, hadn't even gotten paid yet, but had him in court the same week he started for back child support and had him arrested.
Wow.
And he was like, I'm just writing to let you, or I'm just calling to let you know that I want to keep the job, but I'm in jail right now for this. He explained the whole situation. I said, I'll see you in an hour.
Yeah, there you go.
I went down. I was like, how much does this kid owe for back child support? Wrote a check. How much does he need for bail? Wrote a check.
Yeah.
Let's get this kid out, get him back to work. The productive man, a man that wants to work, you're damn right I'm going to keep him. I'm going to do what it takes to keep him.
What did you bring me?
You know, and it's not, again, it's not because I'm a great guy.
Oh,
but I know
very
who's
nice.
going to make me money. Sassy pants.
It says,
I thought it said
what's your
sissy
street name?
pants. I thought it said
No.
sissy. Sorry.
out of
No,
my
that's
world,
his
way
street
world, I'm
name.
wearing my sassy pants today.
His street name was Sassy Pants. That's
It's
pretty good.
kind of funny you said that because 1 week before I left to go do the fires, I had to go bail someone out of jail for
That was overnight.
literally defending himself. Had it on
Okay.
dash cam and everything.
Alcohol can't go bad.
Like,
Yeah.
no,
There's more alcohol.
no,
I don't know
that's
what
the
he's
thing.
doing
I agree.
over there.
That's called being a good employer, and that makes you a damn good man.
Well, the thing, like, employees are like your family, right? A good employee, especially a good employee, they're like your family. You got a couple of black sheeps in there you can't get rid of, but for the most part, they're your family, right? So you take care of your family. You put them first. Every job site I was ever on, the people that worked for me got paid long before I got paid.
Yeah, man.
And that's not like the thing is, like, I can't come back to the customer and be like, hey, we screwed up. We smashed a couple 60-year panels. So we're going to just charge you for them. You can't do that. Not if you want to continue to get the contracts, not if you want to continue to do business. You got to eat that cost.
Right.
And if you don't, like, you're out of business. You don't come to your employees and be like, hey, you guys screwed up. You're not getting paid for this job.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Legally and morally, you can't do that. But what you can do is you can be like, well, you guys are only getting the minimum because I'm going to take a $15,000 loss for your mistake here.
Yep.
You make sure that you don't screw up the next job and we'll get along just fine, right?
Sassy pants for life.
Sassy Pants Gang for life. That's pretty funny. But that's like, whenever I hear the young people out there and they're complaining about how much someone makes, well, they make that much because they took all the risk.
Yeah.
The risk that you're not in a position to take.
Oh yeah, BWs, that thing's gone.
Well, it's like my guys that will go up on the roofs and sheet the roofs all day long. I pay them damn good because that's actually one of the most hardest parts of framing a house is being up on that roof, on those pitches. Your ankles are sore as hell. Your back sore as hell. You got to have good strength because you're lifting those sheets up, carrying them across the roof. And like, that's the things. I have a lot of smaller people that come in and go, well, I've been working just as long. Why am I not making as much as they are? Because that person's up on that roof. At the end, when we're ready for that roof, he's up there.
Yeah.
And I actually, like, this kind of funny. One of them was a young girl saying, I do all the same work this guy does, but why is he getting paid more than me? And I said, because he's up there. You tried going up on that roof and you broke into tears. I'm sorry. Like, you're an awesome worker. I'm going to keep you going. I'm going to keep you paying. And if you get good at stairs, I'll pay you more because I'll put you on doing the stairs. And that's what she did. She focused on mastering stairs. She got good at stairs, so her wage went up because now she's my stair person. She slaps those stairs in good, fast, and square.
You know what? It's funny that you should mention that because anybody that really takes on the role of, I am going to master this, they make themselves more valuable to the company.
Yeah.
They're going to make themselves more money. Always specialize. Doesn't matter what profession you go into, the more you're specialized in one area, the more valuable you are, because they can't get anybody in to replace your ass.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's true. I got these for did we say his name before? Anthony, my helper guy. I got these not Carhartts, Gatorback today.
Yeah.
And also got him this one here. I just want to see everyone succeed. You know, this isn't even for me.
Those straps are nice looking.
I gave this guy to my buddy to
You
work,
gave a guy to your buddy?
Yeah. That's what my finder's fee.
Here, have a man. In my country, we give you man, so you don't have to work. He works
And then
for
we got
you.
him the Gatorback belt.
Dude, why aren't you giving them to me? Damn.
God,
So,
if I had one of those belts, I'd have to wear it backwards to put my
He's
gut
not
in.
even working for me, man. I just want to see everyone succeed, you know. And it's the whole world, man. We're all a team together, and when one person succeeds, you know, a smile is contagious. My whole thing, you know, everyone's doing good, everyone's doing happy. You're gonna pay it off to the next guy down the road, you know.
But I'm gonna say right now, in this day and age, 60% of the problem is the employer.
Yeah.
60,
Well, I mean, look
60%
where I'm at now. That's the
You've
same
got
thing happened to
crappy
me, dude.
employers that don't give a crap about you, and that makes me
They
sick.
don't. They don't.
Like,
Oh, I was working as a freight broker back in I want to say I started in like October. This was not a very long-lived job. I mean, maybe it was earlier. I can't remember how long I worked there. It wasn't very long. But literally the week, so my mom in the hospital, they tell us she's dying on Tuesday. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be with my mom Tuesday. The next day, Wednesday, I tell them to stop all efforts to continue her life. Right. Wednesday night, this place sends me a message saying, "Hey, I expect you into work tomorrow."
I remember that. Yeah. And you're like,
So Thursday morning, I walk in. I'm like, "Hey, don't worry. I told my mom she can only die when it ain't company time to make it more convenient to you assholes." And that is exactly what I said. And this is an office environment. Eyes were big, mouths were open. They went to say something to me. I said, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
She died the following Monday.
All of Makita guys want to see. Yeah, man, I'm sorry to hear that. All Makita guys want to succeed too.
Said the guy in the middle.
Yeah.
More than 60 years ago, my grandmother helped build our church, including helping do the roof, worked side by side with my grandpa. Yeah, that's the thing. They used to do that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you look at Hutterites. If we were all like Hutterites, man, we'd be a lot better off. Those bastards get together. They'll pick up that barn. They'll carry it 20 kilometers across to the other field, drop it there.
What's a kilometer?
All the wives and daughters are out there watering them down, feeding them. Like that. That's how we all need to live. We all need to start living like a bunch of Hutterites. Let's all grow beards, even the women. Okay, that's fine. Just get a beard on there and let's go Hutterite.
Oh, now we know what Sarah's into.
Yeah.
The bearded lady.
Which is okay.
My name is Hilga.
We're not here to judge.
Well, the thing is, like, you're right. I'm fortunate. I live out in the country. I have basically no neighbors. I've got one neighbor about a quarter mile away. She's an older lady. Her husband passed away about 2 years ago. He was an amazing dude. I spent time talking to him and whatnot. When she broke her hip and she was laid up for 6 months, I'm like, "Look, you need anything, I'll do it.
Yeah.
You need somebody to mow your lawn, I'll do it. You need somebody to pick up the groceries, I'm there for you." I didn't ask for any money. I didn't ask for anything. I was just like, your neighbor. Got a couple of folks. I've got property, so I only mow about half of my acreage. The other half I give to these. It's a nice young couple. They've got horses, goats. They've got animals. I give them the hay. I don't charge them for it. I'm just like, here, mow it, cultivate it, do whatever you need to do, roll it, take it out of here. You're good to go. I got no problem with you.
Yeah.
If you guys want some crab apples, I got crab apple trees out in my yard. I'm like, take it. I don't use them. Take them. But that's the way it's supposed to be. You're a neighbor. You treat the people around you like they're your neighbor. You build a community that way.
Well, like that's the thing is when we were kids, we had old people that lived across the street. We had a lady that was disabled. She had cerebral palsy and that. We used to be up first thing in the morning and do her driveway, shovel the snow out of her driveway before we did our driveway. Like that's the thing. We saw what the priorities were. Like you see a neighbor that's having a hard time. They can't get their lawnmower started and they got to mow that lawn because bylaws coming after them for money. Grab your goddamn lawnmower, get off your friggin' arse and be a human being and get out there and mow it for them. Do something.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. We all sit around. We all are fixated with the social media stuff. We got to sit here, watch, bitch, and complain about everything, but not do anything. Like, oh, well, I'm protesting. I'm doing this. Nah, screw you, dude, man. Go mow that lady's lawn. You're like that guy that's on YouTube that goes around weed whacking these people's yards and maintaining them for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's a hero. That guy's a real hero.
Yeah.
Jason,
Works for.
Congratulations, my man. I hope the new job goes well. Come at it like a learner. Be a willing learner. That's mine. I'll say this: like I failed my son, and let me be the first to admit it. Not a good father. I failed my son because all of the core values that I have, community, brotherhood, wanting to help out, I consistently put myself last. Like, if you know me in real world, in the real world, I put myself last. I think of myself last.
Yep.
And hopefully I'll get to the point where I don't think of myself at all. But I do. I fail myself. But I didn't. My son is convinced that anything he has to get paid for.
Yeah.
I failed him by not teaching him that there is a time where you just do because it needs to be done, and you do because it's the right thing. I failed him in that. That is my failure, and I will live with it till the day I die, that I did not teach him those values.
Yeah. Well,
but a lot of folks are that way. A lot of folks are like, pay me and I'll do it. Or my favorite one, oh, I'm only doing it this way because you're not paying me enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not paying you enough because you're not worth anything. Be happy that you're getting money for this.
no, I think because society failed him more than anything, man. You lead by example. I see.
The one thing
with Judy,
about
we talk a lot on the phone, and I can already tell by your demeanor and everything. You lead by example. He just didn't see it.
Well, see, the other thing that made it easy for people 40 years and older to have a different morals than what are out now is because there were community efforts, like programs. Like we're doing a park cleanup, big barbecue at the end of the park cleanup. Everyone run out there. Everyone would be there to do it. We do stuff like that. But like that's the thing. There were venues to actually assist us parents with teaching our kids these morals. Hey, there's a big water gun fight going on after they do the river cleanup, and they're gonna have barbecues. You kids get out there, go pick up that trash out of that friggin' river, and have a great day. And then they're like, oh wow, like because if you go mow that old lady's lawn, more than likely she's gonna come out and give you some lemonade or try to feed you a sandwich. So you're not doing it for free. You're getting something. You're getting home cooked love.
There you go.
I'll admit it.
Leave that old
I've
lady
taken
alone.
I've taken more than one free set of a free cookie in my life from an old lady for cleaning out her gutters, man.
For
Not the gutters you're
You're
thinking.
gonna go,
The ones on the
"Dust it
side of the
off."
house.
Dust it off, Grandma.
I'm just like, but the thing is that when I was a kid, it was expected. You were expected to go out and help the older people in your neighborhood, the single mom. You were expected to help her out. It was just what was supposed to happen. And today, I don't know why. I actually do know why, and it's a whole political and philosophical thing that I choose not to get into. But today, it's me. Like, I can't, like, any video that starts off with "I am," and they give their name or whatever. This is somebody that thinks of themselves first.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the impression I get, right or wrong. That is the impression they give me. Right. So when they go, "I am," blah, 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 I'm just like, I don't care who the fuck you. Why am I watching your video?
Right.
You know, tell me that. Let me know why. And it just doesn't make any sense. Why are we so stuck on this me? Think of your neighbor. Think of the person that you're making the video for. Why is it important to them? Why do they want to know? Why do they want to watch? Why should they listen to you?
Yeah. Yeah. Going back and watching your own content, definitely eye-opening.
That's true, Richard. Welcome again. It is because of social media. That's what Kansas says. Gen Z, Howie, great to have you here again, Howie. Because of social media, it could be social media. Kids today are a lot more advanced than I am. Like they know a lot more than I do.
I'm definitely not kids today.
Our younger generations are so smart that they don't know what to do with it. But that's the problem, is they don't know what to do with it. They are free. Like, our kids are not stupid. They're far from stupid. But that's the thing, is they see it. They see a band and they got to hop on that wagon. And that's what the problem is. Everyone's hopping on these wagons. This pity trail thing that's going on right now. Oh, woe is me because I'm this color. Woe is me because I'm this gender. Woe is me because I'm this religion. Woe is me. Oh, government's giving out money because people were sick, so I want some of that money too, and that.
Yep.
And well, like, it's no. The world makes me sick right now.
I'm going to address this, and then I've got something I want to say. Tactics is right. There are more mixed messages from society today, making it hard for parents to teach our kids. It takes a community to raise a child, but too many communities are fractured. Great statement. I love that statement. I'll say that when I was a young man, we were poor, and I mean poor. We were on welfare, and back in the day, they used to give you a book of food stamps, and they were, odd colored. They looked weird, whatever. And when you would go into this grocery store to pay for your food with these food stamps, there was a stigma. Like, you felt like you were a piece of crap.
Right.
And today they give you a card and people act like it's a debit card. No, motherfucker. That is a fucking food stamp card.
Yeah.
You didn't get it because you're a hard worker.
Yeah.
The chances are you got it because you couldn't say no. That's maybe I'm going a little too far there.
Yeah.
But it just, like, why do we have to accept this sort of thing? Why are we proud to be on food stamps?
Well, because there's so much pride in getting free stuff now. There's no pride in work. There's no pride in hard work. Oh, I'm proud of myself because I got the man. I'm getting the free stuff from the government. Oh yeah, damn the man. Damn this person. Like, there's that people find pride and satisfaction in not actually achieving for themselves. It's sickening. It's It's sickening. Like they like no goals, no pride, no like oh whoa, I
Yeah,
got my
to
check
add
today.
to add what Howie Z said, information used to be something that was so valuable because it wasn't so instantaneous. The pursuit of something. When I go target practice and something is sighted in so good that you're pretty much going through the same hole, it's no longer fun. If the mouse doesn't run, the cat's not going to chase.
I
And
used
when
to
you want to
love going to
learn
the library.
something and you can type it in and it's instantaneously, the pursuit is instantaneous and you already know what it is. You used to have to meet all kinds of different people. You used to have to go sit at this seminar. You used to have to network to get information and you could rely on that information because it was somebody that you could rely on, but now it's all out there and there's no self-worth, there's no pride, there's nothing to the information that you're gathering anymore.
Well, I used to love going to the library, and like I told you guys before, I miss magazines. The anticipation for next week's or next month's issue to come out
Playboy.
with the new information, the new tech. I was filled with excitement and animosity. Nowadays,
I
it's
still
like,
have
oh, there's a new
popular
scan
mechanics coming in.
tool. Okay,
Yeah.
Like,
EECM.
I miss those days. Like we
EECM
used to
is
have to get on our friggin' bike, ride halfway across town to get to a bus station, get on the bus, go 3 hours on the bus, find the library, sign up for the card. That was the most exciting thing, getting the new library card every year. That was exciting.
Yeah. Howie
That was
Z.
a day.
Howie Z. I hate the government cheese is still the most delicious cheese I've ever eaten in my life, my man. I remember here's how poor we were. All right. You had to get your community cheese off the back of an 18-wheeler that drove into the empty lot at the corner of the town. You had to travel to them. You got the cans of white label peanut butter.
What was the weather like, first off, right?
So my dad was in jail, so we were talking about South Carolina. Anyway, but you get the white label peanut butter, and all it said was peanut butter on it and a picture of a peanut, right? Because you don't want to get confused. You got the most amazing big ass blocks of butter, like the really big blocks of butter. Those were fantastic. Make popcorn with them. Still to this day, my mouth waters for that stuff. You got powdered milk, a bag of powdered milk, and pink salmon in the can. And your entire family would fist fight over who got the pink salmon.
No.
There's a punchline in there somewhere, too.
Hey, you haven't enjoyed life till you had a Salvation Army mystery meat sandwich, okay? Those mystery meat sandwiches the Salvation Army had. Oh.
My dude, do you still feel the dirt on your hands from going to the Salvation Army thrift store to find your good clothes for school?
Yeah.
I still have the feeling.
That's the smell is still in my nose. The smell of that store is still in my nose. Holy cow.
I'm just saying it's so much like how far we like now the kids are the kids on welfare. A lot of those kids they're going around with shoes that are more expensive than every piece of clothing I wear.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, to fuck? I'm looking at them sideways like, didn't that your mom just pay for them groceries with that EBT food stamp card? I know it's blue. The red writing says EBT. I can read. Why you got a $200 pair of sneakers on?
Right.
If you got $200 pair of sneakers, and your mom's got welfare, then you should have a job to be paying for them.
Yeah.
And
straight.
helping your mom out. Maybe help your mom out before you buy the sneakers.
Parents gotta make their babies happy, or they're gonna call the cops on them. It's like I'm actually glad my parents were allowed to beat me. Like I used to get it from the principal, then I get it from my dad, then I get it from my stepmother, then I get it from my grandmother, and when Grandpa got home, I was starting to dig my own grave.
Hey, Joshua, if Amazon can't deliver my today, and I have to wait till tomorrow. It's on, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, you poor baby. Steak Frenchies. Yes. See, I'm glad I've got a few fellow poor people in the audience that can feel my pain.
See,
And
we got
appreciate
lucky. We
something
got our
about
we got real milk in plastic bags up here, so we had a little bit pampered over you guys.
Oh.
So.
That's probably because it's so damn cold. They didn't have to worry about it.
Canada.
No,
Our problem was there were months that we didn't have the water, like because we couldn't afford to pay the water bill. So we're sneaking over to the neighbor's spigot to make milk for cereal in the morning.
There you go.
And oh my God, the powdered eggs. Did you guys did you get the
Powdered eggs,
government
no.
surplus powdered eggs?
oh,
I still can't eat another version of egg. It's just they were that good.
the
Like,
nice thing about like when I was growing up, I lived in farm communities, so we had endless. Like I'm surprised I'm not a friggin' vegan. If it wasn't for that one dairy farmer having a heart and butchering his cows for us, I would have been a vegan because we had so much free vegetables. It wasn't funny. Where am I going to keep all these things? I don't own a fridge.
Howie Z's got it right here. We forget how good we have it now. I can go to the store and buy whatever I want.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct. We do. But the thing is that, and not to make it a generations thing, though it is.
Right.
My generation, we didn't have it just handed to us.
Right.
We literally, I'm Gen X. My parents looked at me and go, "You're either alive or you're dead, whatever,"
Yep.
And we were raised kind of like feral children.
There was no
We were
grid.
allowed to run the wild, come home before your dad gets home or before the street lights come on, whichever is last, right?
Yeah.
Come home before then, and don't get into any trouble. And if you go out to play, use some ratty ass old hand-me-downs or whatever, or some ratty ass old clothes. The kids today, I've got to have this, I got to have that. Like my son tried to do that with me when he was young. I'm like, you need to get a job.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you shit.
No.
Then I gave him everything.
That's why our parents had so many kids, because there was that 50% chance one wasn't going to come home.
There you
They
go.
had to have someone to mow that lawn when they got older. So, like that's the thing is like I remember first time I wanted to go to the comic book store and my brother wasn't around. My dad looked at me and said, "You're 6 years old. Get going.
Yeah.
You know where it is. If you see a guy with offering candy and he drives a van, say sure, take the ride."
No.
My parents told
drop
me.
you off at home after he gets to know you.
My parents told me that 5 minutes with me, any kidnapper would bring me back with money. They're gonna be like,
my dad said I was the devil's child. He tried killing me himself and it wouldn't work. Like, I'm not scared about people kidnapping him. They'll take him out for a ride, buy him dinner, and drop him off later on after they figure out that he's terrible.
We're kind of living proof here too, right? There's no group thinking of whatever the normal is. It's what we want, and it's I'm not going there. Don't worry. My daughter, that's just about, well, I'm not gonna say how old she is. She's seen her before. The 2-year-old will get in the shower by herself, and she'll want to turn the knob, and bathe, and then. So it was like I don't even know what time it was in the morning. We moved the couch into the living room because we couldn't breathe at 2:30 a.m. So we slept in a little bit, and the kids are getting showers at like 9 o'clock, and I hear the older one saying, "Hold still, I'm trying to help you," trying to dry her off and all that stuff. The kids are homeschooled, and it's just a different lifestyle over here, man. It's just completely different.
my uncle grew up no internet, no box stores, auto parts stores. I was told you either fix it or make do or repurpose it. My uncle knew how to work on cars, houses, farm equipment, electronics. Yeah. Well, the thing, like, no joke, high school, we had to go to like, this is disgusting now to look at it. We used to cruise behind the grocery store at night to find out what they threw out so that we could take it because we needed the food to eat. There were 8 of us. We needed the food to eat. If we needed new furniture, new being a euphemism, we would go on bulk garbage day around with a pickup truck to find out what other people were throwing out.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, it was like Christmas. We would see something hanging out at the side of the road, something that somebody didn't want, and we would be like, oh my God,
yeah.
Can you believe they threw this out?
Yeah.
That is exactly what my mother said at every single thing we picked up. Oh my God, can you believe they threw this out?
When my dad gave up being a mechanic and sunk everything, like sold the farm, so sunk everything into buying the garbage company, we were in heaven, man. Like we were bringing in the Sears bin, dropping it on the floor, digging through that Sears bin, the Woolco bin before we had Walmart, digging through that stuff. Like it was freaking paradise to us. Just imagine coming from a family that wasn't very well off to going to and doing what Souls was talking about doing, and then your father turned around and buys a garbage company, man. That was freaking paradise. That was dump day every single day. Like
that character.
Like it.
Look,
Like
I'm not kidding you guys. If you're poor and there's a college in your town, and every semester, just go around. They're going to be throwing out some nice stuff, some real nice stuff. You be able to pick it up. Those kids aren't taking it with them. They don't give a rip about it, but you can get some nice furniture.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, like, even when I was in college.
Remember Seven Dust? Do they still not make Seven Dust?
I don't know.
They better.
Even when I was in college, my man, I would go at the end of every semester, and I would be like, "What can I get?" I picked up TVs, like I picked up couches, for frat boy couches that they left on their porch. Were like heaven, dude. Just
and that's
absolute
the thing.
heaven.
Back then, we didn't have to care about the smell of it because we had stuff called nil odor. It smelled like bubble gum.
So is you talking about that stuff? They still make
a couple drops and you were done. And then the 7, the old flea killers, the baking soda, man. Just, like we were able to make anything perfect. Like
I pop those demons with my thumbnails.
Dude, I'm right there with you. We used to so we knew from years of having bugs and stuff, like what, because we pick up the free furniture on the side of the house. We knew that if you took a couple of garbage bags and wrapped it around like your new furniture or whatever with a big old bowl of alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, wait a couple of days, every living thing in that on that furniture would be dead.
Yeah.
Like just 100%. You never had to worry about it. Just you'd throw it on your porch. You'd bag it up. That's what we called it. You'd bag it up. You'd put the bowl right in the center. And then you just sit there and wait a couple of days. And like the anticipation was outrageous because you're just like, can we bring it in now? Can we bring it in now?
Yeah. The Zeniths were good, but the Magnavox TVs is where it's at.
We weren't hoarders back then.
With the wood panel.
We kept everything because we knew we couldn't replace it. We'd wait till we found something that we could fix it with, because when we had a broken phone, we didn't go buy a new one. We'd fix that phone. We had a broken radio, we'd fix that radio. We had a broken toy, we'd fix that toy. Like that's things like that. Like we weren't disposable. That's the thing, is like a lot of the people of our generation that were poor were not disposable. We kept it till it was literally was garbage. Like
nothing wrong with going to Goodwill. Nothing wrong with going to the Salvation Army. God bless you, man.
There are millionaires. There are
clothes
millionaires
don't make the man. Clothes don't make the man. Furniture doesn't make the man. The house doesn't make the man. The character makes
Look
the
at
man.
Bill Gates. Look at Bill Gates and his wardrobe. It's all from the Value Village.
You get some good stuff at Goodwill, man.
Oh yeah, like rich people don't go like there are real rich people out there that don't spend money on stuff. Like they'll go out and get it as cheap as they can. I've seen millionaires in thrift stores. I've seen millionaires driving around beaters cars. I even knew a millionaire in Chilliwack who did not want his children to inherit his money because they were lazy kids. He literally made himself disappear, became a homeless man that lived in a tent on the train tracks, put all of his stuff, like locked it all up. He made sure the property tax and all that were paid so the government would never come take it away, and locked it all away and just disappeared and ate at the Salvation Army every single day. He was like a millionaire, and you would never notice it. And there's lots of them out there because that's how they made it rich.
Yeah.
Like
I remember it gets to go back to the topic of tonight, like the job site, the brotherhood, that sense of family or whatnot. I remember when I was probably in the 3rd or 4th grade, had a teacher that kind of knew our family situation, right? Knew things not going well. Obviously, we were wearing, I wore shoes that were called gorilla shoes.
Before they were cool.
And a most uncomfortable shoe you ever had on in your life, but it kept my feet warm. But she knew our family situation, and this lady, God bless her soul, gave us so many meals. She would buy us clothing. She would come over to the house to check on us. And not, she was just a teacher. Like, but she had that sense of community, that sense of pride that so few of us keep and maintain. People like to talk about it. Very few do it.
And it's people like that deserve a lot of respect, because do you know how much teachers used to make back then? They made nothing.
Yeah.
They made nothing. And this was a teacher that could probably barely support herself, helping out someone else. Like, there's a hero. That's a hero. Like,
that is I remember the old lady. This was a big thing in the 70s, in the 80s, when that first generation of folks were really starting to come into trying to live on just Social Security. I remember the news stories about older women, older folks going into the store and buying cat food to eat.
Yeah.
They used to put that on the television, and they used to give the person's name and say this is where they would, because the community would be like, we don't want this woman eating cat food.
Right.
Yeah. So they would get huge donations. People would like medical bill. Like, they used to put that stuff on the news.
Yeah.
Hey, this family, the husband died unexpectedly. The family's going to have a hard time, whatever. And it was part of the community service, and that they used to have a segment called community service.
And everyone knew their neighbor.
Yes, it was like, but I can tell you, like, as a kid, I didn't appreciate any of it. Like, I was just a jerk. I didn't appreciate any of it. As an older man, God, I wish we hadn't changed.
Yeah.
I wish we could still do that. I want to know my neighbor.
Yeah, I knew 5 houses, 360 degrees around me. There's 30 houses in a circle. I knew all of them. Not just my neighbor, my neighbor's neighbor's neighbor.
When I was younger and I got my first job as a kid, a lot of there were other kids in our school that they came from abusive parents that didn't give a damn about them, or they're poor. We used to have hot lunch programs that you had to pay for. It's like $1 or $2. You get a really good, nice, fancy hot lunch once a month. I used to take my money that I worked for, and I couldn't my family wasn't rich back then, and I'd buy these kids their hot lunches, and they didn't know it. Like, I'd just literally go in, fill out the form, knowing that they're not going to get it, give it in. My dad found out about this, and I thought I was going to get the living hell out of me. No, My dad went down there and said, well, you know what? Might as well just give the school this check every single month and just take care of it. And my dad couldn't afford it, not then. And when he took over the garbage company and started becoming rich, he never changed a bit. I remember him on a Saturday going down, grabbing a garbage truck, driving up to this lady's house that her husband just passed away and the city was coming after her. He called every single employee. He said, get your butts here, or you're not coming to work on Monday. And they helped this old lady out. And even one of my friends, his mother was sick and she had to she was being evicted. My dad went down there, loaded every single thing up. And when us kids found out that he was down there, we all hopped on our bikes, booked it over there, and helped him. But that's the thing. The best people in the world to people are poor people, apparently. The poorest people have the biggest hearts.
Yeah.
And it's a sad world.
The thing is that a lot of that is because the people that are poor know what you're going through.
Yeah.
They've been there. They know how hard it is, and they know how you feel about yourself when you're going through it. So, of course, they're going to be there and be like, whether they're flush or foul, they're going to do what they can. And the thing is, like, for whatever reason, and I can't blame one thing. I can blame a whole bunch of things. I can't blame one thing. But for some reason, we went from that society where we're all willing learners and participants together to this, it's just me. And we're supposed to think that we're better off because of it. But for me, I long, if I could go back and relive my life, I would not change but one thing, and that would be getting my ass beat every day by my father. That'd be the only thing I would change.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I like to say, I would go back. I would relive that life. I would learn those same lessons.
Well, everything's instant now. So you're just busy with everything. You know, it takes a thief to know how to secure a house. If you've never been in that scenario, you're not going to understand where someone's coming from. But, you know, my parents, whenever we moved from we had a large house in Bermuda. We had a house. You don't know what you got till it's gone. Okay, let's put it like that. We had a house that was on a hill that overlooked the water. That was a pool. The kitchen was... The island was 30 foot long and Corian wrapped. 3 different walk-in showers. This is back in I was born in 88. So in 1995, walk-in showers, 4 baths, 7 bedrooms. I mean, just stupid, disgusting. And like 6 yards. It was all like well kept and everything. And we sold that house and we moved to the ghetto of Bermuda. And we bought this house that was 800 square feet. And the neighbors that were across the street, and no shoes, barely any clothes, anything. And my mom had them over and she'd make them lunches every day. And she kind of taught the parents how to budget and gave the dad a job. And they became part of our family for years.
Yeah, there were points in our life where the only meal we had the only thing we had to make food with was a bag of flour. And you
made a lot with a bag of flour. Yeah.
Sometimes you would even get a little bit of butter to go into flour.
Right.
But my mama she would go in and she would hand roll out of flour and water noodle looking thing. They were awful. They were just plain white. They were awful. I wouldn't give them to my enemy today. But we ate those and we were happy to have it. It's not it's not like they wanted to do that stuff. I'm sure they would love to have us live in the lap of luxury and have everything that we ever wanted and dreamed of and all that. Flour and lard. Perfect example right there. Huge
Yeah.
kind of bacon grease. Didn't never throw away the bacon grease. You get your ass beat.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, when you go to a job site today, you definitely can tell the guys that grew up hard. You know, the ones that were wonder, because they had like that parsimony, that tight-fistedness about them, right? If you want to borrow their tool, they're going to look at you and be like, when am I getting it back? Right? They let you borrow it, but they want to know when you're going to give it back.
Yep.
You know, but it's like you could just tell who those guys are. You don't even have to ask them how they grew up. You can just know. Right?
Yeah.
We all had that same language when you're growing up a certain way. We had that same feeling. We all had the same stigmas. That the young people that are coming into the job force today, they don't have that stigma.
Well,
They're fairly well shameless.
how often did your grandma tell you? Back in my day, you used to hear those stories, but I mean, those stories are necessary. 40, what was it? Walk uphill both ways in the
Yep.
snow to school. Those stories are necessary to remind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still to this day, I still for a snack, I'll eat spaghetti noodles with a little bit of butter and pepper.
Yeah.
That was a snack to us as kids. That was a treat, and still to this day, I do it. Like, it's like I'm looking at the cupboard. There's some chocolate bars. There's some ice cream, but God, those noodles and that butter and that pepper it's sitting there, and it's like, that's grandma. There's grandma.
I'm actually going to say something to you right now that is going to make your mouth water. All right. I don't know you. I don't know your past. Just from this little conversation, that's all I know. Hot dog soup.
That's still like a delicacy.
Now, did you get the macaroni noodles in it? Did your mom use
spaghetti noodles? We did the spaghetti noodles, man.
Spaghetti noodles, yeah. And whatever vegetables that were available on the counter were in there. Oh, it was.
Dude,
oh, yeah.
My mom take a can of vegetable soup, dump it in a pot. The big can of vegetable soup, right? Dump it in a pot, throw in the spaghetti noodles, and cut up hot dogs. And she would be like, I don't care if you like it or not. Cooch, what were you gonna say? We cut you off.
That's a cultural thing, man. That's huge. That's get them to my buddy's house. That's what we're eating.
God, yeah,
that's a treat.
Hot dog soup and government cheese mac and cheese. Come on.
Hey, and also remember grand opening of any store.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever that was going out for dinner. That was the hottest event of the year. Hey, they got a new Woco starting up. They're gonna have hot dogs, hamburgers, and soda pop, and oh yeah, if you got lucky, McDonald's was sponsoring, and you get that orange soda stuff.
Oh my goodness!
And the little coins, the free Sunday coin or free ice cream coin. Oh, that was paradise back then, man. That was like winning the lottery.
Oh, Mr. Bunnigalamakan, I want to move to your area of Ohio, dude. Well, with the exception of I don't want to move to Ohio.
Yeah, we still do that, man. We hear someone's gotten sick or something, man. We're calling up there. Hey, can we bring you something?
I'm gonna give a little bit of a chuckle now. Read it. In my hometown, whenever someone died, we bought food for them. So you had a lot of Egyptian pharaohs in your town.
Yeah.
We gotta bury them with food so they won't starve. I think he meant to say we bought the families
the family food. Yeah.
Unless he was living in a town that had a lot of Egyptian pharaohs, okay?
It could have been for them, but they're like, well, he's dead. He's not going to eat
it. Hey, Kansas, that's good of you. You keep giving them that hot dog soup. They'll appreciate it one day. They might not appreciate it today, but one day they're going to look back on it and be like, damn, I wish I had some hot dog soup.
Yeah.
Soy sauce, ground beef, and rice. That was another one.
Yep. Oh, do you guys remember the first time you tried to put ground beef in tomato soup and thought it was a game changer?
That is still a game changer. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they eventually called it manwich.
Oh my goodness. No, we used to literally, like, it was still soup. We didn't have enough beef to make it look thick. It was still soup. The
A couple
thickener were the
ketchup
crackers.
packets from McDonald's thickened it up real fast. I'm telling you.
And
We used to steal that stuff every day. We'd be at McDonald's and there's those ketchup packets on the counter.
You guys know.
With respect to my wife's family, like when you have a wife that grew up with less money than you know, the dude, she can cook, man. She'll make something out of nothing in that kitchen, and it's like, I mean, whenever she's doing the keto thing, I'm like, "What are we making today?" You know, it's like, "Oh, I made cheese waffles." I'm like, "What's the cheese?" Oh, I put cheese and I put in a waffle iron, and now we got cheese waffles. It's like, okay.
Shortbread cookies were a very common cookie because they took 20 seconds to make. All you needed was a little bit of flour, a little bit of shortening, and a little bit of white icing sugar. Bam, bam, done.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jesus.
I stocked up on deviled ham during about a year and a half ago, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I understand.
That was,
Hey,
that was my pick.
Let me ask you guys a question, and you can be honest with me, because I don't know if it's a regional thing or if it was universal. Rice with beans.
Yeah.
Red beans and rice. Oh my! I could sing a song about red beans and rice when I was a kid. That was like that. That was one of the treats of the family.
That was actually a war dish. That was a war dish that came up in the Civil War that carried into the World War by the Canadians and Americans and Australians. It was a staple dish.
I still get that at
That's why
Popeyes.
we
I don't know what
got
you're
it.
talking about. That's my jam.
Isn't it funny how, like, there were? Do you guys remember Po Folks Restaurant? Did you have Po Folks Restaurant?
No, I didn't have Po Folks. Did you ever do chili and rice? You just buy like Wolf Brand chili or Hormel chili and put it in rice?
No,
cheese on it. No,
I've not done
good.
that. I'm gonna try it.
It's good. Get some Hormel chili with the beans or the Wolf, whatever. I like the Hormel.
I used to like the old the yellow canned chili con corn.
Okay,
that was like 20 cents a can. That stuff was, it was good on everything.
Oh,
mostly if I got lucky and I was able to afford some nachos.
Fire roasted tomatoes. They're kind of hard to find.
Yeah,
there's a can of fire roasted. Dude, you can make a lot of stuff with fire roasted tomatoes.
My grandma used to make a cornbread batter. She'd take the spam, cook the spam inside the cornbread powder with some sugar in it, and then she'd go and get honey from the combs out in the back, and we dip those things into the honey and eat them. And that was it was the most delicious thing I've ever had.
Hey, wait, we got a rich kid on the channel.
I'm looking at that deal like cheese whiz.
Cheese whiz on it too. Ooh, yeah. Now was it the cheese whiz in a can? Because that's a real.
Look, I'll just say this: if you ate my dad's bacon, you're getting your ass beat.
Yeah.
Right. Don't touch the bacon.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. No joke. Still to this day, I have a love of hot sauce, and it came from one thing. During the summer, when things were really tight, one summer, we could only afford onion, so we would buy the big orange, disgusting looking bag of onion, right? And my mom would be like, "Well, if you're hungry, eat an onion." Onion, hot sauce, and salt. That's all I would have. And I'd say my breath probably still stinks to this day because of it.
Sounds pretty good. I don't know.
But Texas Pete hot sauce, if you guys are wondering, in South Carolina back in those days, Texas Pete's hot sauce, you could get the big bottle for 19 cents.
Dang.
And I just go, eat it up. Like, I would not eat it today because it just sounds disgusting. But you know what I'm saying? That's how tight it got. And because of that, like, when I like, you learn when you're poor. Your dad, the first thing he tells you is any job you're going to do, you do right. You do it to the best of your ability because someone's paying you for it. They're providing you the ability to feed your family, feed yourself, give you a roof over your head. So you do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
When I go to a job, that's the way I approach it.
Yeah.
That's what I would expect from anybody going to a job.
Yeah.
That just shows that you're not only a willing learner, but you're a willing participant in this game of life. The guys that are there to tell you how much they know, like I said before, they're useless.
Yeah. So
with that, guys, we have come to the end. We're an hour and 49 minutes in. I thought we'd only be here for an hour. Mr. Bunny saves a lot, has darn good bacon. All right. Save a lot does have good bacon.
Save a lot.
Big can of crackers. So with that, gentlemen, we are out of here. You guys have anything to say to the good people that are here? Even the rich kid can see.
Well, Ken, thanks for paying my taxes for me there. That was nice of you when I came in. That was perfect. But I love being here with you guys. I love your community. I love the people in the community. You're all awesome. You're all superstars. You guys rock. And feel free to poke fun at me all you want, because sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words ain't ever going to hurt me. You're going to make me laugh. Might make me pee my pants because I'm getting old. But
just remember, mountain lions need love too.
That's a medical issue.
I will just say that in that entire opening introduction that I gave you, the one that sticks out, you never denied any of it.
Hey, man. That's how you live life. You never deny it. Everything anyone ever says about you is always true. Because if you sit there and you argue about it, you're just wasting your time. So you're right.
Canada.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Don't forget, for all you Makita guys in this world, blow them like you know them. Jamie True says it easy.
See you later.
Take it easy, guys.